I guess. I know it's late, but my doggone voice is when I'm tired. I had a long day. But I had a couple people inbox me, and a lot of people inbox me asking me questions about. Hold on, let me make sure I turn my thing off. Can y'all hear me? I have my Bluetooth on, and I was literally like half dead, and I wanted to get on because I had a couple people that inboxed me. One of which kind of really stood out to me, whatever. She asked me, and I'm not gonna say her name because that's her personal business. But I appreciate people being able to come to me and ask me um, things about my depression and my anxiety and just my story and my life in general, because I just hope that one day, like, I can say that I help someone feel better about themselves, um, or just to be able to help, because I feel like it's such a unspoken topic that a lot of people, especially in the black community, that we like seem to always like push it aside. It's always we always told to just pray, like don't worry about it and stuff like that, because I know that's what I was always told, like, girl, go sit down somewhere, you fine. But like, if you know it's something going on, then you gotta like deal with it. You can't just be like, I'm good, and just go about your day, because if you suppress it, then it's gonna be worse. But she asked me, like, how do I know that I have depression? How do you know when you are depressed? Like, what does it feel like? And I kind of just told her my own, like, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not like somebody that's gonna be like, oh yeah, girl, yeah, you got that depression. But it's to me, like, it goes like in and out. You're not gonna always be like, so a lot of sometimes, like, you just, it's just more so of like going through like certain spells. Sometimes if something is bothering you, something is coming up, like you might have anxiety about like a change, like you might be moving, you might be getting a new car, you could be changing jobs, you could be pretty much doing anything. But sometimes just that anxiety of change will make you feel like I don't want to do this. So you kind of go into a shell, like, I don't want to be bothered, I'm just going to sit in the room. But in my case, I feel like it was more so of my traumatic situations that I have been dealing with, like the loss of, like, I lost my grandmother, I lost my dad, I lost my uncle, I lost my goddad, all within like a couple months difference. And like, it killed me, it literally killed me. Like, my life was like, oh my god. But I've had depression since I was younger, because I was always overweight, and I was always unhappy with myself. I was always the outcast, as you could say, because I grew up in a all black, I guess, community or whatever. Being in Chicago, like, everybody was like, I was the light skinned one. I was the white, well, not the light skinned one, but the white one. I was, called white trash. I was called trailer park trash. I was, this and that. And that made me feel like I wasn't worth, being around them and being a part of anything, really. So I kind of stayed to myself, and being like different from everybody else, like skin color, and then on top of it, being overweight, like being made fun of and stuff like that, made me feel like like I didn't belong. So, like I said, I feel like I've been, depressed since I was younger, but um, just coming forward as being an adult, um, things that I went through when I was pregnant with my son, my doctor had gave me the antidepressant pills, and I would just explain to her how I felt, like, and it was hard for me to take myself out of those moods. And I feel like that's like the biggest sign to me of depression, when you can't get a hold of your own emotions, your own feelings, your own actions in some cases, because you feel like something is controlling you, and it's nothing you could do about it. So you kind of just like in some sense, like you kind of just like fight with it. It's like a voice or a feeling that inside you that you just kind of like fight with back and forth. But I just try to explain to her, it's not something to really be ashamed of, and in my opinion, because I feel like, why not, embrace it so that you can try to overcome it, if anything. And I feel like that's pretty much what I'm trying to do now, because I want to be able to say, like, I beat depression. Even if I ever get to a point where I feel like I rarely ever feel like I'm depressed or anything like that, because I can be like, everything could be going like perfectly fine, because it's not necessarily about you feeling like you don't have something, or you missing something or something like that, but it's just like a chemical imbalance in your brain, and you just feel like down. In my opinion, like I said, this is all my opinion. This is how I feel what depression is and how it makes you feel. But it's nothing to be ashamed of. I want to be able to like reach people so they can know that it's not something that you should really hide or suppress, because you want to fix it. You want to help yourself. You want to get help, even if it is um, just keeping a journal, or talking to yourself in the mirror, talking to a counselor. Because I mean, like I said, a lot of people feel like, well, in the black community, they feel like, oh, we shouldn't go to no counselor. You don't need no girl. You don't need no counselor. Like, just talk to me. And I've even had like people that I was friends with at the time that they would tell me like you don't need no counselor, or you don't need no life coach. You don't need this. You don't need that. But it's different when someone is like trained to be able to handle those type of situations, and to be able to give you certain exercises to help you to overcome like certain it could be fears, like whatever challenges you're going through. But um like, I just want to be able to kind of open up that, I guess, that valve for people to be like, you know what, like, maybe I am depressed and I need to get help. Because like I tried to commit suicide so many times, and like I went from like cutting myself to just like beating my head against the wall, against the sink, like literally trying to like knock myself out, to like taking bottles of pills, to like stabbing myself. Like, I try to literally try to cut my arm off at one point, like. And I look back at those things and I'm just happy to still be here, because I feel like if it wasn't meant for me to be here, then like one of those suicide attempts would have like worked. And then on top of that, like me getting into like car accidents, like I've been into a car accident with an 18 wheeler. I've been into a car accident where my car literally was like total, because I ran into a huge tree. Like, they was like how did you even walk away from that with just a broken ankle and a messed up face? Like, you are lucky to be alive. But it's I just feel extremely blessed, because I look back on all those things and I used to be like, oh my God, like, why did this happen to me? But now I just look back, like, it's because it's going to be somebody else out there that's going to be able to relate to that, And I just hope to be able to inspire somebody to just get up and smile, just because it's possible. Like, it's possible to overcome depression, and it's possible to deal with it. Like I get up every day now, and I'm just grateful because I went from not being able to get out of the bed to being able to like run my business and take care of my son, and like do everything that I need to do as a normal person, as you would say, because I wasn't living a normal life, living in misery and depression, and like laying in the bed and just like laying, literally just like hoping, waiting to die. Like I was literally just waiting to die. And I know it sounds like extreme, but when you have depression, like you feel like it's extreme. Like you feel like you could do like the simplest thing could happen to you, and you would feel like I'm about to go jump off a bridge because I don't want to live no more. Like somebody could piss you off at work, and you're gonna be like, I'm about to go home and like slip my wrist, because that's what depression feels like when you have those suicidal thoughts. Like you're not thinking about um who care and whatever. Like you just like I just want to end it all, and the only thing that keeps me now from the suicidal thoughts is my son. Like my son literally is my reason for leaving, or leaving. He's my reason for living, because I just think if something was ever to happen to me, what will happen to my son? Like what will he do? Like who will raise him? Like can't nobody raise him like his mom can raise him. Like I'm his mother, so like he need his mother, he need me. So, but yeah, I just want to be able to say like I'm more than happy to answer whatever questions, like if somebody want to like reach out to me, or even if you just need like some like guidance and help, like girl, like how you get through this, or what just whatever, because I feel like sometimes you feel like you don't got nobody, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people fall into depression, because you feel like it's you against the world. And you really should never feel like that, because even if you really don't have nobody, like at the end of the day you got you and you got God. And a lot of people might not feel like might not believe in God or whatever their belief is, but I feel like it's always a higher power that you can believe in, I guess you could say. And like I said, I don't mind if you want to ask me like whatever questions, because I feel like I can help you, like from my experience, seeing as though like I deal with it, and I still deal with it every day. And some days I wake up, I be like, man, I'm not doing nothing today. But the fact that I'm able to say like I'm up and I'm moving, like it's a blessing. And like people don't realize the smallest things when you depressed can seem like the biggest thing. So like I said, the fact that I'm just able to get up is amazing. So just be patient with yourself and know that like you're not perfect. I think that's one of the issues too. We strive to be like to compete with other people, or we see what other people have, or we want to be perfect, or we beat ourselves up. Like don't beat yourself up. Just be positive and enjoy life, because you only get one, and if you take you for granted, then like what quality of life will you have? Like you gotta, find peace within your heart. But, you know, um, I just hope that anybody that is dealing with depression or anxiety, panic attacks, and all of that stuff can get to a place where they are comfortable with being able to look in the mirror and say, I love me. I love me in my now. I love me how I am now. I love me even though I'm not perfect. I love me even if everything goes bad, I'm still going to love me. And that's like where you have to kind of be in order to feel like, you at peace with your heart and like really have joy have joy, and it takes you to a whole nother level when you really find your purpose, and it's it's a whole nother feeling to just know like God has you here for a reason. Like it's no other way for me to really explain or feel like how am I still here? How am I still here? Like it's it's no way I'm still living after I try to kill myself so many times and like got into car accidents that could have killed me, and I'm still here. So it's like it's so many different things that like we have to be grateful for, but we look at the negative things that take us our mind away from the positive things. So just be positive, and I just wanted to get on and say a few things because I was just wanted to be open and transparent about my situation and my depression and my just my life in general, because it's gonna make it makes me feel better to know that it's people that may be dealing with certain things that they don't want to talk about, but my inbox is always open. If you need my number, like my numbers, I can give you my number. Like I, I love to be able to say like this is what I'm going through, and I hope me going through it can help you to not suffer, to not have to feel inadequate or unworthy of love, because you really just have to love yourself. You have to accept that you're not going to be perfect. You have to accept that this is you, and that's just what it is. You only get one life. It's only one you. And it's like once I realized that like there is no other Sierra, like this other Sierra is the same name, but there is no other Sierra. Like there's only one you. It's only literally one you out of the whole world. The whole world is only one you. That's it. So embrace that. Embrace that. Embrace that nobody else can say like I am Sierra Dorch and still be me. Like it is there is no one. That's it. Like it's just me. So the fact that you are one person and only one of you is made, like that holds like so much power. So much power to be able to look in the mirror and say like there is only one me. Just like really think about that it's only one you. So your situation, your life, your story, your experiences, your everything is like what makes you who you are. So why be ashamed of it? So what if you feel down sometimes? Like sometimes you feel good, sometimes you don't. And that's fine. It's like it's life. But you gotta like be able to say like I'm not perfect, and that's okay, and be okay with it. So I just wanted to get on for a second and like talk crazy and say what was on my mind. But y'all enjoy your night, a Thursday night. Oh yeah, it's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. But bye.